Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Chris Weimer. I am the Deputy Director at the MCRD Museum Foundation. We've got a really special guest joining us today, Mr. Phil Blanks. Phil, thank you so much for joining us and taking some time to speak with us today.
You're very welcome. It's an opportunity. It's a blessing.
So for those of you, many of you may have heard the story. Many of you may know Phil by name by now. His story has gone viral all over the world. But just to remind everybody who's listening in or watching, Phil was a part of a really both happy and sad story that happened a few weeks ago, in which a young family was caught in an apartment fire, and by the grace of God, Phil was there and was able to help rescue one of the children who was literally thrown from a third-story balcony down to Phil's very capable and waiting arms. For those of you who've seen the video, it's really impressive what Phil was able to do to make sure that that child made it out of that okay and is still alive and with us today. But before we get into that, Phil, you're a Marine veteran. You're an alumnus of MCRD San Diego, which we're super proud of. And I was just hoping you could tell us a little bit about your time in the Marine Corps.
Yes, I'd be glad to. I had a great experience in the Marine Corps. I learned a lot of tactical, a lot of tactical stuff that I apply for work today. I learned discipline. I learned teamwork and what it means to take care of your brother to your left and your right. Learned justice, judgment, dependability, all of that, man. It was very humbling, and I'm very glad that I spent those 4 years in the Marine Corps, because I don't know where I would be without it, honestly.
So when did you go to boot camp at MCRD San Diego, Phil, and when did you separate from the Marine Corps?
So I went to boot camp January 23rd, 2012, and I got out January 22nd, 2016. And I was with 1-4 my entire career.
Very cool. And where are you now, Phil?
I live in Phoenix, Arizona.
And this is where the story took place, correct?
Yes, sir, on July 3rd.
So as I mentioned at the beginning of this, people all over the world have heard your story. And like I said, it has both a happy and a tragic ending to it. Again, a young family caught in a raging apartment fire. The mother throws out one of the children off the third-floor balcony in a desperate attempt to save his life. And you just happened to be in the right place at the right time. If you could you take us back to that day and kind of the events leading up to that critical moment?
So I was at my friend's apartment getting ready for a workout. I was on the couch on my phone, just chilling out, waiting, and I heard a lot of commotion going on outside. So I look outside because I thought there was a fight. A few moments pass by and somebody yells out that there's a fire. So I run back in the apartment and I gather up all of my things, but I couldn't find my shoes. So I just ran out of the apartment because I was on the third story right next door to the fire when that was taking place. So I grabbed my things, ran down the stairs barefoot. When I got to the bottom of the steps, I assessed the situation, and I seen that the building was engulfed in flames. So I immediately just thought, like, instinct just kicked in, training kicked in to help. That's what I went to the Marine Corps for, was to be help to our community and our country. So all that kicked in, and I run to the dumpster. I throw my things down, and when you see me run into the video, that's when I was able to make the catch. It was all just one sequence, no hesitation. I was just ready to go. And Rachel Long, she was the real hero in this. I don't know if I would have been able to do that. I can't say if I would have been able to save my children because I wasn't in that situation. So she is a true warrior, and she's always on my heart. And none of this, I wouldn't be in this position or on this platform if it wasn't for her and God. So I'm very humbled, and I have changed, and I'm definitely looking to use this platform as a positive to help other people.
I think I speak for a lot of people that, what you did that day is nothing short of a miracle. And like you said, it was a blessing that you were just found yourself in the right place at the right time to be able to do that. I know in stories that we've read about you, you played some football in high school too, right?
Yes, sir. And college out there at Saddleback in Mission Viejo.
Very cool. So that, I mean, clearly, just because we all think that we can do things or step up to a moment when it happens, you were given the God-given athletic talent to actually do that. Because I don't think a lot of people, could have done that. And if you watch the video, I mean, it was literally half a second away from maybe not being, such a happy ending for that young child. And
I know. Yeah.
so yeah, I think we're all grateful that you were there in that moment and that you were able to just rely on your instincts and react and without any planning, without any hesitation, and do what needed to be done to save that child's life. And you had mentioned you feel that your training as a Marine, helped you stay calm in that moment and focus on dealing with the situation. Can you elaborate a little bit on that, on how your experience in the Marine Corps kind of just helped you to, stay calm and focused and do what needed to be done?
In the Marine Corps, as we all know, we've all been in bad situations, tough situations, where we feel like our back is against the wall and we just have no choice but to man up and stand up to that and face our problems. So being in a state like that, sometimes it really prepared me mentally to just put my feelings aside and just know that mission comes first and that I have to save my brother to my left and to my right of me, and the mission isn't about me. So that's where I got that from. And the Marine Corps just taught me to always stay in a state of readiness, physically and mentally. So I try to PT every day, try to read good books, try to stay positive. And I'm an executive protection agent as well, so that training kicked in too. So like I said, if it wasn't for the Marine Corps, I don't know if I would have the type of mind state that I have right now.
I think a lot of us can relate to that. It sounds cliche sometimes when you say, oh, whether it was a situation you experienced in the Marine Corps or in civilian life afterwards, the training, you don't sometimes realize how the training has impacted you until those moments arrive and you just kind of go on automatic. And, we've all heard the saying, the training, it all just came back to me. And that's really as simple as it gets. That
Training is paramount.
like you said, it is. Training is paramount, and you just react to a situation as opposed to hesitating or thinking about it. You had said you were at your friend's apartment next door to where the fire broke out. Did you actually know that family before that day, or did you have any contact with them prior to this?
No, sir. This whole event is just a divine intervention in my eyes. Like a lot of events in my life led up to this moment. Same with the other hero, D'Artagnan Alexander. It was all fate, honestly. Rest in peace to Rachel. Again, I hate to say it's fate in that circumstance, but it was just God's plan, and she is in a better place. She is the ultimate hero, and luckily, it was just a blessing that I was there on time.
I absolutely agree, and like you said, it's hard to put these types of events into context and have a perspective that's positive when there's so much tragedy that surrounds it. But all the children survived thanks to your efforts and the efforts of others who were there to help evacuate the children and make sure that they made it out safely. You've mentioned that you want to continue to be involved in the children's lives. Can you tell us how they're doing right now, and in the face of such an overwhelming experience, and how you plan to continue to be a part of their lives for the future?
So I haven't met them yet. We're going to reunite with the children when they're fully recovered. Both are expected to make a full recovery. The 3-year-old son that I saved, the family just told me that he got out of the hospital on Friday, I think it was. He's still wrapped up, but he's in good spirits and he's healing fine. The daughter, she's going through more procedures. She got burned more, but she is expected to make a full recovery as well. And as long as the family is willing, and I'm hoping they are, I think they will be willing to allow me and D'Artagnan to be in their lives. I want to get them involved in positive activities so they can develop just a positive mind state in life. I don't want them to go through life with this on their mind, and it affects them negatively, So I just hope I can be, like an Uncle Phil to them, like, honestly. So yeah, I have a lot of plans in store for them, honestly. So I'm gonna do my best.
Well, I think besides the fact that that family and those children are obviously lucky that you and D'Artagnan were there to be in their lives in that moment. I think they're extremely fortunate, because you're such a good guy that you both are willing to continue to, help them through what is undoubtedly going to be a long and potentially a lifelong process of healing, and coming to grips with the events of that day. So I can't tell you how much, as a human being, but, additionally as a Marine veteran, and an alumnus of MCRD San Diego, how proud we are that veterans and Marines like yourself, continue to do good work for the community and continue to make a really positive impact on the future generations who are going to pick up the baton after you and I are gone, and carry, a message of positivity and hope, for the foreseeable future.
Right.
We are really grateful that you took a few moments today to kind of talk to us and spread that message. And like you said at the beginning, use this platform, to spread a little bit of positivity in the world, where we all know between COVID-19 and all the other polarizing things that are going on in the world, but in the United States specifically, it's a nice reminder that at the end of the day, there's a lot of good people out there like yourself and like D'Artagnan, and that there's always hope, and that we should never lose sight of the fact that we need to continue to lift each other up and to help move each other forward in a positive direction. Before we end this, is there any final thoughts that you wanted to offer anybody, or anything that you wanted to touch on before we close this interview out, Phil?
Chris, I appreciate those words, man. It means a lot to me, and that gives me fuel to do more positive things, honestly. So, and that's what it's about, is setting a good example for the youth so we can pass the torch on. Honestly, I don't have too much to say, but the man who was in the video with me, who attempted to catch, he was a Marine as well. So I just have to give him his credit. He doesn't want too much publicity. Him and myself had a conversation, and it was pretty deep. It was emotional, but I just really respect him for just attempting to be there. And I honestly just ran up to help. I wasn't trying to steal any shine or trying to step in front of him. I was just trying to get in there to get work done and help. So I just want to make sure he gets his credit. He was a Marine too, and we're here to save the day. Try to save the day.
Well, we're proud of both of you, Phil, and we like I said, as happy and sad as this story is, we're really just, I think, all looking forward to watching how you're able to continue to positively impact not only your community but the lives of these children. Hopefully, when the COVID-19 situation settles down a little, we can meet in person, or have you over back to MCRD to go back down memory lane. And we really, we'd love to have you, and we're looking forward to the day where we can shake your hand in person. But for now, we'll have to continue working on a virtual platform. But we really do. So we really want to express our appreciation, and just, again, our thanks for just being a great human being, and a great example of why Marines and veterans across this nation are still doing a lot of good things to positively impact our community. So we wish you, your family, and obviously the family of Rachel and her children, all well during this time and for the foreseeable future during their long process of recovering both physically and mentally. And we look forward to catching up with you again soon and hopefully in person.
Oh yes, sir. I'll definitely take that offer up as long as I get to yell at some recruits.
Well, they're around, so I'm pretty sure you'll have an opportunity to intermix and mingle with some of the recruits that come to the museum quite often. Not so much right now, but when things are normal, they're around the museum, and we really welcome you to come back and share your story with them in person sometime.
Oh yeah, I would definitely appreciate. I would definitely like that opportunity, and I thank you for your kind words again, man. That means a lot to me. And like I said, it's just more fuel to the fire for more positivity. I'm planning some events with other fellow veterans so we can start getting veterans help. Like I know my number one cause right now for awareness and to try and make change is to lower the veteran suicide number. I'm working with a veteran organization on hyperbaric chamber treatment, and we want to get that awareness out because it really makes no sense how our brothers and sisters are out there suffering by themselves when they have a whole community of veterans, you know. So we just need to connect with everybody as much as we can and try and save lives like that.
I agree with you wholeheartedly, and that's something we've been really working towards at the MCRD Museum and Foundation to, like you said, raise awareness, but have a positive impact on those staggering numbers. And we would be wholeheartedly honored and humbled to continue to communicate with you and work with you and help spread the message and help bring awareness to the things that you're doing to help bring those numbers down. So we look forward to staying in touch with you and working together more in the future to, continue.
You're part of the team now, man. I'll keep you in the loop.
I appreciate that, Phil. And again, thanks again for taking some time to chat with us today. And we wish you and your family and all your friends continued health and safety and prosperity.
Thank you. I wish the same to you and your family and your friends, and you stay safe, and we'll be in touch, all right?
Thank you, Phil. I appreciate it, buddy. Take care.
Yes, sir. You too.